All right, so before y'all do the homework check, let's do a few problems together. So on number 4, you'll notice that this is what your y equals. So then make sure you put it in for the y right there. So for this one, you'll have 4x minus 8 equals x squared minus 8x plus 12. So again, I'm going to make them equal to each other. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to need to make this equal 0 because it's quadratic. So I'm going to subtract the 4x over, and I'm going to combine it with the negative 8x. And then I'm going to add the 8 over, and then I'm going to combine it with the 12. Okay, so when I do that, I end up with 0 equals x squared minus 12x plus 20. And then at this point, I'm just going to factor without the box. So I'm going to find out what two numbers multiply to get 20 and combine to get negative 12, and that's negative 10 and negative 2. And so x equals 10 and x equals 2. Now remember, these answers are ordered pairs, so just because I get x's does not mean I'm finished. I now need to find out what the y is. So to do that, I'm just going to substitute into the easiest equation, which would be the 4x minus 8. So here, I'm going to do 4 times 10 minus 8, and that gives you 32. So 10, 32 would be that one. And then here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do 4 times 2 minus 8, and that gives you 0. So 2 0 is the other solution. So if I were to graph this, it would cross. Okay, actually it'd probably cross more like another way, but anyway. Okay, so then let's also do number 5. Okay, so on number 5, again, I know what y equals, so y equals negative 6x minus 16. So I'm going to substitute that in for the y right there. Give me 1 second, I want to fix something on here. Okay, alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to substitute in the negative 6x minus 16 for that y right there, and then I'm going to minus x squared and then equals negative 7. Alright, so again, the main idea is that this equals 0. So I don't want to move this over because I don't want this to be negative, so I'm actually going to add the x squared over. I'm going to add this 16 over, but I'm going to combine it with the negative 7, and I'm also going to add the 6x over. Okay, so that equals 0, that equals 0, and that equals 0. Okay, so if I combine all this now, I have x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. Alright, so if I actually were to now start factoring this, I'm going to look for what two numbers will multiply to get 9 and combine to get 6. Well, that's 3 and 3. So this would be x equals negative 3. But again, I'm not finished because my answer has to be an ordered pair, an x and a y. So I'm going to choose the easiest equation, which for me is just going to be this one. And I'm going to substitute everything in. So I got negative 6 times negative 3 minus 16. Well, that gives me 18. And 18 minus 6 is 2. Okay. Down here where they say graphically, so if I'm going to solve these graphically, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put them in my calculator. So remember, you're going to go to y equals. So if you go to y equals, and I'm going to type in the two equations, so negative 6x minus 16. Oh, whoopsie. Negative 6x minus 16. And then in y2, I'm just going to type in x squared minus 7. Okay. Alright, and then once I do that, I'm going to hit graph. All right, and then I'm going to just see what my solutions are. So here I go. I'm going to do second, trace, go down to intersect, and then enter, enter, enter. Okay, and then my answer is -3, 2. And it looks to be like it only crosses one time, so there's only one solution. All right, so now let's do one more. All right, so this one, I'm going to go to, again, I'm going to type it in. So x minus 4. And then down here, I'm going to do 2x squared plus x. Oh, let me delete the rest of that. Okay, I'm going to hit graph, just because I want to see the picture before I actually do it. That's what I prefer. Oh, well, see? I don't even need to worry there. So, no solution. So far, what I've had is, so far here, I've only had one solution, because it crossed kind of like right there. Here, I had no solution, because they never crossed. Okay, so let's see what this one's going to be. All right, so go to y equals again. You're going to type in negative x minus 2 squared plus 4. And then down here, I'm going to have -5. Okay, so I'm going to graph it. All right, I'm going to have two solutions, okay, because this graph looks like this, so two solutions. Okay, it's right there and right there. That's for that drawing. All right, and then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to second, trace, intersect. Where is it? Okay, and then hit enter, enter, enter. Okay, so one of my answers here is going to be -5, or I'm sorry, -1, -5. Okay, now I'm going to do second, trace, intersect again. So second, trace, intersect. I'm going to move the cursor, though, to the other side. And then I get enter, 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 and I get 5, -5. And those are my two solutions, okay? So this actually had an example of what each of them look like. So one solution, no solution, and two solutions. Okay, all right, that's about it. So good luck on the homework check.